Hello and welcome to the first video of my Dead by Daylight tips series. And today I'm going to be talking about using your third-person camera to your advantage. And it really is an advantage having this third-person camera while the person who is hunting you has a first-person camera. You can use this camera in so many ways to help your survival in this game, and I just really want to emphasize that learning how to use your camera properly can really help you out. So first I'm going to start with examples of survivors I have seen that could have been able to survive if they had been using their camera to watch me properly. Here we see I find a Meg, I hit her, and she immediately runs away, but then look here. She is obviously pointing her camera behind her because she does not see me in front of her and throws the pallet without even checking if I'm there or not, and as a result runs right into me and I get a free down. If she was properly using her camera to look all around her and not just behind her, she would have seen me and she would have known not to throw the pallet in the direction she threw it. Because here's the important thing, guys. You can't only keep your camera pointed behind you or only pointed in front of you. You have to be constantly moving it around, constantly turning it, and keeping track of the killer with it. So in all of these examples I showed, all of these survivors went down when they shouldn't have, because they were not properly using their cameras to keep track of the killer. And then in this last clip here, I just want to show you the dangers of using your camera to keep track of the killer when you're pointing it behind you. You can sometimes run into these dead-end areas by mistake and get yourself killed. So that's the most dangerous thing about using your camera to look behind you, is that you'll run into objects because you won't know they are there. That just takes practice with utilizing your camera, looking in front of you and then flipping it back so you know where things are. So now I'm going to show you examples of me using this technique to keep my camera on the killer in order to survive. So here, first up, a trapper's chasing me. I keep looking behind me. Sometimes I don't flip my camera back right away just because I'm used to the distances of killers, and so I know if they're not super close to me, I keep my camera forward so I can not run into walls and stuff, and then I flip it back. But here you can see the trapper tries to mind game me because he fakes left and right, and so I just do the same until the trapper makes up his mind. Then there I wait to see if he breaks the pallet, and then as you can see he decides not to chase me and goes to the barn, or he thought I ran to the barn. So by utilizing my camera there, I made sure that the killer was not going after me so I would get downed. I made sure he broke the pallet because I know when a killer is breaking a pallet, he cannot have line of sight of me, which also helps a survivor escape. In this next scenario, I'm looking behind me, I see he's going to cut me off, so I turn around. And then I see him through the boards, and I turn around again. And I just use my camera there to save myself from getting downed. Again, I predict him cutting me off, so I make sure to throw the pallet that way so he can't get a free hit. And look, again, the killer predicts me, so I turn the other direction. So there's 3 times there that I got saved because my camera was on the killer. Now here I do a stupid thing. I try to pull off the iron will play. Unfortunately, it does not work out. So lesson learned from this, don't try to make the iron will play, just go to a safe area. In this next example, a huntress sees me and starts to chase me. So as I run, I manage to keep my camera on here. There, I was expecting live, but it did not work. I hear her charge the hatchet, so I look behind me, because especially with huntress, you need to know where she's aiming. So I'm using these objects to block her line of sight, so that way she can't hit me with the axe until she gives up. And then I go to the jungle gym. I get to the first pallet I can to stun her, and I wait for her to break it, which she doesn't, so I slow vault the pallet and calmly keep my camera on the killer and walk around the jungle gym. So you can see her, the huntress has now completely lost me, and I'm still using my camera to see where she is. So right there, I just calmly went the other direction, She did not see me, and I successfully lose the killer. So that is a really good example of using your camera to help you survive. And in this final example, I am being chased by a doctor who has found me on the side of the map, and I have to figure out how to kite him long enough so I can get to an open exit gate. So right now I'm stalling time by keeping him in the loop area. He's just shocking me to get me to Madness 3. And I'm making sure that I have enough distance on him so he cannot get a free hit. I see he went punishment mode, so I throw the pallet early just in case, and then I go for the White House. Now, I see him going to cut me off, so I turn around. And I saw him through the window there, so my guess was correct. He's cutting me off, so I go back to this loop here in hopes that I can get Lithe. He sees that I'm over here, so I stay around until he breaks the pallet. So then I know I need to get out of there. So I kite him to the next pallet. Now, I did not wait for him to break that one, but that's okay because I know there's a jungle gym nearby that I can get to. And I use this one to stun him and then get more distance. There I see the doctor, again, trying to cut me off. So instead of running straight, I double back. I jump this window in hopes to get Lithe, but he's not close enough to trigger it. And then I see the gates open, and even though he hits me, I'm home free. So, using my camera, I was able to not get down by the killer and actually make it to the exit gate on the opposite side of the map from where he found me. Now, using your camera doesn't only help you in chases, but also just staying hidden from the killer. As you can see, this race comes over to where I am. I use my camera to watch him and stay hidden to him. He does not find me and goes somewhere else. And then here's another example of stealthiness from using your camera. I see the hillbilly come, and I am crouching along these boxes so he does not see me. He starts searching the gate, he's searching the area, he's looking. I managed to stay hidden by watching him. So remember, use that third-person camera you have and your chances of survival will be much higher. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this video has helped you out. And as always, good luck out there in the fog, and see ya next time.